Welcome to the Hard&Soft Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Yo, what's up, Hard&Soft Pro Wrestling Podcast Nation? It's the Big Softy here, and we got another episode of the Hard&Soft Pro Wrestling Podcast. You know who I'm with, my shoot brother, and that's a shoot brother. Big Hard, what's up, dude? How are you?
Yo, Randall, what's happening, buddy? The Big Softy in the house, the Big Hard in the house. Just here on another beautiful morning, ready to watch another great wrestling match. This time we got a little celebrity involvement, so
yeah, a little bit of a different pick. You know, I was thinking, look, man, this business, it's like I'm in the business, right? When marks use wrestling words, but
Mark,
don't be a mark. But it's all about moments, right? And when you think of the year 2023, there was many great moments and matches. You all right there, Big Hard?
Yeah, nailed the table there for a second.
Wow, I don't call it the Hard Studios for nothing. You had Hangman and Swerve in that Texas death match where Swerve is drinking the blood or Hangman's drinking the blood, whatever it was. You had Charlotte and Rhea from Mania 39, both main events of Mania 39. You even had MJF and Danielson in that Iron Man match at Revolution. But another match that secretly stole the show of the year, I thought, was Backlash 2023, Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest from the San Juan street fight. Big Hard.
Yeah.
This is my pick, but what do you think of that, man?
I mean, the atmosphere in this building was insane that night. So, and, you know, Damian Priest and Bad Bunny, they teamed up previously to this to go against, I think it was Miz and Morrison.
Yep.
They faced. And then I guess Damian Priest joins the Judgment Day at this point, and he's going after the Mysterios, and Bad Bunny comes in to save. So, I mean, it's definitely a little good story. And, you know, you're always kind of hesitant when these celebrities come in and do a match. But to be honest, out of most of the celebrities that have wrestled lately, besides Logan Paul, Bad Bunny was probably one of the better ones.
Yeah.
He actually looked like he put the time in to do the work and actually learn how to do some moves. And it definitely shows in a match like this, and especially when they can put him up against a guy like Damian Priest in a one-on-one match. And yeah, he's in his hometown or home country, Puerto Rico. And I mean, Bad Bunny, I mean, I've never been there, and I'm not like a huge Bad Bunny music fan, but supposedly he is like the number one guy for everyone over there for music wise. And I mean, he's like, I think he's almost kind of like The Rock, whereas I think if he would go for the president, you know, people would vote him in just because of popularity and the fact that, you know, he's just so beloved. But the crowd involvement in this match definitely made it more than it could have been. And I'm glad for both of them. And with the new documentary that just came out, Damian Priest, he kind of goes back and shows a little bit of the behind the scenes here. And it's actually kind of cool now to go back and watch this, because we were sitting here, you know, I haven't even thought of this match until I watched that documentary. And then it's like, oh, you know, that match actually was really good if you go back and look at it. But at the time watching it live, I mean, if you were in that building, it was probably shaking, dude.
And you know, we're going to have, the crowd in this, number one, the documentary was awesome. Some shots from the Monster Factory there in Jersey, Big Hard and the Big Softy made an appearance there.
We got to see that place.
Bad Bunny coming out to his own music. The way Damian led the match, you can clearly see that throughout. But yeah, Bad Bunny, you know, with the we'll see the shopping cart a la New Jack in there, and they pull out all the stops. But this took place Saturday, May 6th, 2023, in the Coliseo de Puerto Rico in San Jose, Puerto Rico. 17,944 fans there. How'd you like my Spanish there, Big R?
That was pretty good. I couldn't even understand you.
Bianca and Io Sky, they kick it off. They get time, man. 18 minutes for the Raw Women's title. That got 4.25 stars by Mac and Cheese Meltzer.
Damn. That's pretty crazy. I mean, I was about to talk crap on that, but I mean, I'm like surprised that he actually gave a Bianca Belair and Io Sky match 4.25 stars. His mom must have seasoned the hell out of that mac and cheese that day.
If his mother seasons mac and cheese, what does he sound like, Big Hard?
Sassafras.
It's too early for the Big Hard. Seth Rollins goes over Omos.
Double seasoning, double cheese. Motherfucker.
Who do we think we are? They go 10 minutes and they get 3 stars. Then we got Austin Theory, who is the United States champion at the time. He goes over Bobby Lashley, Big Softy's favorite, and Bronson Reed in a triple threat.
Man, he was really getting pushed.
2.5 stars. Every match here got a pretty good rating. Rhea goes over Selena Vega for the women's title on the SmackDown side. They get 2. And then we get, of course, to Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. They're going to go 25 minutes in this San Juan street fight. My favorite San Juan street fight of all time. This is going to get 4.5 stars.
I haven't seen a better one ever. Yeah, 4.5 stars. Yeah, that mac and cheese was definitely heated up just right. He was down in the basement. Everything he asked for that day, Mom brought right down to him. And, I mean, 4.5 stars is pretty good for a Bad Bunny match, if you think about it.
Hell yeah. Of course, we got to get a little bloodline involvement. We're going to have the Usos and Solo. They're going to go over Owens, Riddle, and Zayn in a 6-person tag. They go 22 minutes. Every match gets time. That gets 3 and 3 star, 3 and 3, 4 star. And then we got Cody Rhodes going over Brock Lesnar. They go 10 minutes.
Lesnar.
3.75 stars for them too. So, Big Hard, lead us into this this matchup here.
Yeah, I mean, so Meltzer was pretty much a big fan of this card.
He was in his
surprised.
basement with the solo microphone. Like, Meltzer.
I mean, it doesn't even make sense to me.
Get a studio, you know?
There was no duds, no nothing. I'm pretty happy about that. But we had Bad Bunny and Damian Priest initially teaming up against Miz and Morrison at night 1 of WrestleMania 37 in 2021. So that was 2 years prior to this, in which turned out to be a solid showing for Priest's first WrestleMania. So as his first WrestleMania, he gets teamed up with Bad Bunny. And you could either look at that as a good thing or a bad thing, because now you're going out there on the biggest stage of your entire career, and you almost have to rely on the fact that this celebrity is going to work for you, because if Bad Bunny fails, he may have failed here. So Priest and Bad Bunny paths cross again, but now Damian is a heel with the faction of the Judgment Day. We flash forward to Monday Night Raw on April 3rd of 2023 as Dirty Dom, that dirtbag Dirty Dom, confronts Bad Bunny, who is sitting in the front row at the show. So Dom is face to face with Bad Bunny. He turns his back for a second. When Bad Bunny mutters in Spanish something under his breath, Dominic quickly turns around but gets sucker punched, takes a bump. Dom's good at taking a good bump. Priest drops to ringside and pulls Bunny over the guardrail, which puts Bad Bunny right in the middle of Dirty Dom and Damian. So Damian ends up choke slamming Bad Bunny through an announce table where Bad Bunny takes a nasty bump. So, I mean, he definitely took a lot of good bumps here on the road to this match and in this match. Over the next few SmackDowns, the Judgment Day and the LWO, the Latino World Order, have matches against each other and continue to build the heat. So I like the LWO. They should have kept that going a little bit more. On Raw, April 24th, Damian is facing Rey Mysterio, in which Damian plants Rey with a South of Heaven chokeslam. Now, that's a good move. And if you saw Raw last Monday, JD McDonough took a huge South of Heaven chokeslam.
Well, I think coming off of SummerSlam, and we'll get into SummerSlam once we press play, but I thought Priest probably had the most momentum, the biggest pops of his career on Monday after SummerSlam. And it's funny, Big Hard, me and you were at SVW. Shout out to them. I'm wearing a shirt from them like every day of my life right now. We left SVW right before Priest and Gunther, and it looks like they stole the show of the whole thing. So I was driving home watching that a little bit safely though.
I was safely watching my GPS and the match at the same time. It was pretty cool though, because I was able to put the announcing through my speakers, so it was nice on the ride home. I actually was enjoying that, but I actually went back and watched the match, the next day, and it was a banger. So then he begins to, he begins going towards the announce table after he gave that South of Heaven choke slam. So as Bad Bunny makes an entrance to his own song, wearing a cowboy hat and carrying a kendo stick, Bad Bunny gets in the ring, and the two go toe to toe. Bad Bunny blasts Damian Priest with multiple kendo shots. I'm sure he told him to lay those in. Priest runs out through the crowd and then back up the ramp. Bad Bunny gets on the mic and says, "I don't know if you've heard, but I'm hosting Backlash. I'm not hosting Backlash anymore." So he was supposed to be the host of Backlash, but now, since all this happened, I'm not hosting anymore. Now I'm going to Puerto Rico to kick your ass. Coolo.
That's right. And it's crazy. I was at the pool yesterday, and I was playing a little Ric Flair versus The Undertaker from the Hard and Soft archives. And someone actually walked by and said, "Are you listening to the Hard and Soft Pro Wrestling podcast?"
Man, that happens to me all the time when I'm walking around town.
I woke up.
It is
Anyway,
freaking awesome.
Big Hard, you ready to kick this thing off, man? Count us down.
Yeah, well, hold on. We got a Backlash 2023. Get your peacocks ready. I'm going to give you 1 second. All right. We're at 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 10 seconds. And we're going to go ahead and hit play here at 3, 2, 1, play. Got a shot of Damian Priest in the ring here. Looking pretty good. But yeah, like you said, he's definitely getting the best pops of his career right now.
Yeah.
In this new face turn that he had. It's like him and Rhea kind of went face now. The rest of the Judgment Day is...
Well, and it's funny, too. Dominic figured out a way to be a heel, but turn more heel at SummerSlam.
He's a heel!
When he turned on Rhea. But Priest in his hometown, repping the Puerto Rico colors. But we're gonna watch along as Bad Bunny, again, this entrance locks you in. They have that classic drone shot, and Bad Bunny's got to have the time of his life. He's living out his dreams right now.
Oh my God, yeah, he's coming. I mean, he's no stranger to being in front of crowds this size. You know what I mean? He puts on concerts like this all the time. So
that's a good point. He's not going to get gun shy of the lights. But this was
here he comes.
This was the first overseas or out of the country pay-per-view where I'm like, look at the crowd, man.
Yeah, now when you go to all these other arenas across the world, it's just insane. Yeah, if you're watching along with us and you can't hear it, maybe go back later on and just watch this entrance with the sound on, because I mean these people are just going nuts for this guy, man.
Talk about being over. It's his own music.
Yeah, he's got his own music. All these fans have probably been to a Bad Bunny concert in their day. You know what I mean? It's like, he's like, hold on a second. I got something else to bring out with me. There we go. Now that's why it's called the San Juan Street Fight.
That's right.
We got the 2x4s. Oh, we got kendo sticks. We got garbage cans. We got steel chairs, lead pipes. I don't know what else he's got in there, but I mean, street cones. Look at the icons that are coming up for him. It's pretty cool too there.
I like how New Jack used to come out with the vacuum, and he'd always get that in the ring and dance and vacuum the ring.
I mean, I think the best thing I saw live at an ECW show, I was probably like 13 here in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and they had just...
Where did ECW come when they came to Allentown? Where did ECW...
fairgrounds.
Oh, okay.
Allentown Farmers Market is right next door. They got the Ag Hall building.
There you go.
But there was this one match. It was like New Jack versus Primetime Brian Lee. They're going all over the crowd and everything like that. And like people would always bring weapons. And some guy hands New Jack a Super Nintendo. And New Jack just nails it off at Primetime. The power button flies off into the crowd. I mean, it was just so cool back then. They would just use everything. But yeah, the vacuum was one of the better spots. I mean, he would use it usually as a nut shot too. Yeah, Bad Bunny just completely over here. I mean,
lime green shirt. I'm gonna go get a lime green shirt.
Is he there?
And of course he is.
Man, he even made the trip all the way across the sea to get here.
I wonder how many years from now we're gonna get. They're gonna take WrestleMania international at some point.
Yeah, no, so I mean,
I wonder where they go.
I saw a picture. Well, I mean, everyone's been posting it around Nick Khan and Triple H with the mayor of London,
There you go.
I guess. So, I mean, I feel like eventually one day
Wembley?
they're going to have, I don't know if they'll do Wembley. I guess that's probably their biggest stadium, though. I mean, they would definitely pack it. I don't really want to talk any crap on anyone else, but, but going to these across the world shows, it's pretty cool because they're always packed, and it doesn't always just say something for WWE because, to be honest, a lot of these places haven't had wrestling shows in such a long time. So when they finally get one, they're so excited to have a show there, and by the crowd interacting and making themselves a big deal and making this a bigger moment than it is. I mean, a Bad Bunny and Damian Priest match, and look at the fanfare for it.
Mhm.
That makes WWE and other wrestling companies want to go across seas to other countries and put on shows because you have a rabid crowd. I mean, they go to places in the United States over and over and over again, and sometimes, like for Monday Night Raws, you get these crowds that they're barely even doing anything. You know what I mean? And it definitely plays up on TV. And when you're there live, if you're there in a filled building with the fans cheering and screaming, it makes a big difference. I don't care what you say. You could have
It's the
biggest
whole thing. It's the whole thing.
5-star match. I mean, you could have Andre and Hogan in an empty arena compared to this, and this is where I'd rather be. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes it's not saying the crowd makes the show, but when you're there and there's nobody doing anything or talking, it kind of makes it boring.
Yeah, I mean, wrestling, more than anything, the crowd is the show. And the best shows is when the crowd can almost take over and hijack it. And that's what you saw here. It's all about figuring out how to do that. And when you got guys over in big-time storylines and you build big-time matches, it's impossible not to get behind it. Even if you're not a fan, there's moments.
Broke that kendo stick.
There's moments, man, when even if you're not a fan, you get sucked in. And that's what wrestling's all about.
Yeah.
But what did
That's why I like these international pay-per-views now, because it's nice. You get to see different fan bases, and like when they went to France, they're singing along with all these songs, and it just makes everything just more enjoyable.
Priest doing some classic heel stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Look at Backlash from this year. You had AJ and Cody, and that shot of AJ will go down in history forever. Of the hard camera literally shaking as he's getting introduced.
And like, I'll say this, AJ and Cody, I mean, I want to see the match, but it's not like one of those matches that I'm going to be going crazy for. But when you have a crowd that's like making it a big deal, it's like, okay. I mean, if they would have done that in Iowa, the United States, and some arena in Iowa, the crowd might not have been doing that.
Well, and they had the same thing here. Every right hand was the wah, wah.
It's so good.
That is like one of the coolest things ever.
Oh, Bad Bunny gets a nice reversal there.
What's your timestamp there, Big Hard?
Let me see what my timestamp is. I got 1 hour, 37 minutes, 37 seconds. Where are you at? I know you got
45.
your ads.
I'm at 45. All right, we're good here. We should.
Okay. Yeah, we're right around each other. That's all right. I know your internet's a little slower than mine.
Hey, watch your mouth there, Big Hard. What'd you think of SummerSlam? Let's get into it a little bit here. They kicked off hot with Rhea and Liv. They paid that storyline off only to progress it even farther. I thought it was a killer match and a great way to start it.
Yeah, that was definitely a good match and definitely the right ending of it. They definitely needed to continue the story, and watching it live, sitting there, and when Rhea, that was a good South of Heaven chokeslam. Oh, so I like this that they didn't have Bad Bunny kick out of that move. They had Damian Priest pull him up, because that, like, your finisher should be protected like that. So that was actually really good storytelling. But yeah, with Dom, you see Rhea about to use the chair. Dom grabs the chair, and you almost think like, oh, is he turning right now? But it's like, no, he's not turning there, because he doesn't want Rhea to get disqualified. You know what I mean? She's not going to win the title. So like,
and the best
and you're
part of
just
that
like,
is
oh, okay, maybe he's not turning.
You had all of us marks being like, no, he's helping her, man. You get DQ'd right there. Like we're all marking out.
And then you get the moment where he throws the chair in, and it was once he slid that chair in, you kind of knew, all right, we know what's going on here. She hits the Oblivion, and yeah, like you said, he's a heel turning heel, and it's great. I've been there live at a Raw where he tries to talk, and I mean, it's not. I'll tell you, it's not piped in onto the show. That is genuine crowd hatred of Dominic Mysterio when he opens his freaking mouth. Right. They don't want to hear it. Oh, here we go. Big splash. Oh, he went for the splash over the top. Bad Bunny throws a chair right in his face.
And Bad Bunny, man, like, again, they have these spots planned out, but the in-between moments, he shows, I don't know, he looks offensive. I always say that, but, like, it looks like he knows who he is. You know, like, again, he's not getting starstruck. The lights aren't killing him. He's going after Damian, or at least trying to, and he's fighting back, and he's selling almost Sami Zayn like he's struggling, and you can get behind him.
Oh, here we go. Big DDT from Bad Bunny. And, I mean, for them to give him 25 minutes in a match, they really put some trust in him. Put him over the top.
Speaking of putting trust in people, I mean, Damian, you saw in that documentary, he was the one kind of helping train Bad Bunny for their Mania match the year prior, probably, or a couple years prior. And then obviously for this.
He also didn't want to look stupid in this match. You know what I mean? Like people are like, okay, you're going in a street fight against Bad Bunny? All right, yeah, this is going to be a really good match. Yeah, okay. But then it actually turns out to be a really good match. Bad Bunny just did a big crossbody off the top to the outside. I want to learn how to do that. Big crossbody.
Then we had Logan. I'm a huge Logan mark, man. Paul and LA Knight, they go toe-to-toe. And let's talk about that springboard backflip from Logan.
Oh,
my
dude,
Lord.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, when he did it, I'm just like, the way that he jumped and turned midair to land backwards on the ropes to hit that, it was just a masterpiece. I'll tell you. That was.
And again, the reason why that's so big.
10 bad bitches in the after me.
Again, WWE's they're doing these 5-match cards or whatever you want to call it, but everything has a storyline, but every storyline's a little different, right? You have the woman involved or the women with the man involved. You have the hatred of Punk and Drew, which we'll get into. You have Cody Rhodes and the Bloodline. Every match is a little different, so it's not the same. Imagine going to like a gymnastics thing and seeing the same act every time. Everything's a little different. But when you throw in the big spot that Logan Paul does, it pops you so big because you haven't seen it and you won't see it for the rest of the card. It's just that one little spot where you're like, holy shit, yeah, man, like that is crazy. But if you saw it 10 times before, you might be like, okay, but everyone else can do that too. But no one else, I've never seen that before in my life.
It was great. While we were there watching it with everybody had the same reaction when Logan Paul comes out and he goes back and then he brings MGK with him. And it was like everyone in that place was like, oh God, like really?
MGK looking like he's about to be the lead singer of Limp Bizkit.
Yeah. And I mean, the fact that we all had that same reaction was the reason that they had him bring him out. Because you're just looking at Logan Paul, looking at like who he's friends with, and it's like, oh God, this guy just sucks, man. Like they're playing up on that, which definitely helps. And I mean, they had a great match and tried to use the Nux. LA Knight still gets the win, and I'm definitely glad LA Knight got the title. I think Logan Paul maybe is taking a little bit of time off. Like,
yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, I think he's having a kid.
He's having a little girl, and I think that's coming up soon. So he's probably going to take some time off, but he'll be back. And I think he did a lot of things for that title, and
I think so.
LA Knight's so good on the mic, you can't not like him, even though his matches can I don't know, slow you down a little bit. But LA Knight's a great character.
Oh my God, that big boot to the garbage can right into Bad Bunny's face, and Damian Priest just laughing about it like, ha, yeah, I did that.
Yeah, Damian, man. And again, now you're gonna see him turn face. He's turning into one of those guys that can do both, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. That match he had with Gunther at SummerSlam. We'll skip ahead to that match since we're talking about Damian right now. Um, I mean, hard hitting. I don't know. I feel like when Gunther's in the ring, like I know it's fake or planned or whatever. But when Gunther's in the ring, it's like, all right, well this might be real. You know what I mean? That's like the kind of vibe
Well,
that
of
he
course.
throws off.
But also, Big Hard, to your point, Big Hard, the biggest heart I know, my shoot, that's a shoot, brother.
Bang bang.
Gunther's got a little bit of that Mick Foley in him. And what I mean by that is, remember when Foley would make guys? He'd make Triple H. He'd make Randy Orton. Guys that could go toe-to-toe with Foley's style. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Priest went toe-to-toe with Gunther. The hard-hitting chops, the punches, the kicks that look good. You're like, yeah, Priest is going with him and almost outshining him. That's what getting over means. And yeah, he did just that as Priest flips off his Puerto Rican friend. Awesome.
I love it because they love Priest too. But it's like they have to cheer for Bad Bunny. That's their guy.
But yeah, dude, that thing stole the show. And obviously, Finn, it was a tough night for the Judgment Day. And Finn Balor, in a beautiful fashion, again, pulls Gunther's leg on the ropes. And you get the great, underneath shot of Finn smiling. It was awesome, man.
Imagine if they would have had Tonga Loa do that spot. I don't know if you saw the picture, but of him holding the title up on SmackDown, it's like he just does everything wrong. It's so funny. I was talking to one of our other buddies, the One Shot Killer Pod, yesterday. We were texting back and forth, just laughing about the spots. And
King of the Bong style.
I told him, I was like, yeah, he is the king of the bong style.
Shout out to them, man.
Much. Yeah, shout out to the One Shot Killers. But we were just laughing. I was like, I almost feel like, and I almost hope that it's like a gimmick now for him, that like he just goes out there and tries to do this shit. Because if he's not, I mean, it's like every clip of him on SmackDown or on a pay-per-view.
Here's a big spot, Big Hard.
Oh God, here we go. Off the sound equipment onto a couple tables. Looks like 2 or 3 tables. Was that big Falcon Arrow?
The Falcon Arrow. Good call there, big good call. God damn it. What a maneuver.
I love it.
That spot.
I was just watching some old, I got to interrupt you. I was just watching some old, like SummerSlam 95, SummerSlam 94 I was watching. And it's funny, right when like they go for a pinfall, Vince is like, 1, 2, 3, he got him. Oh no, he didn't get him. Oh no, he didn't get him. Like every pinfall is a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they just showed that spot again. Who's that? Adam Pearce out there?
Good call.
Bunny, are you okay? Bunny.
One bald head to the other bald head there, but
does he need CPR?
Again, there's certain spots in matches that wake the crowd up, right?
Yeah, that one woke him up.
When Foley and Rock are having that I Quit match at the one Royal Rumble, and that's got to be an episode in the future for us, Big Heart.
Oh,
but again, Rock
hard to watch.
Lays the right hand on Foley, and he jumps into the electrical boxes, and everything goes. There's certain moments in matches where you're like, you might be there in the crowd, and you're like, what a match this is, and then that happens, and you're like, no wait, we're seeing something special. So that Falcon Arrow locked in the crowd, and they got him.
You don't see that spot, through tables. And I mean, like I'll keep saying over and over again, this is a celebrity right here taking a huge bump like that. Like he doesn't have to do that in this match. He doesn't have to agree to anything like that. You know what I mean? He can go in there and just basically be like, no, I want a 5-minute match and I want to squash Damian Priest. And they'll probably be like, okay, we're going to let you do it because you're going to bring 17,000 people here to see this event. Here we go. Boom. Nails his leg off the corner there.
And then we had Big Hard, probably the marquee match of the whole night.
Ooh, I know what you're going to say.
Punk and Drew. My Lord. We thought, we knew Punk had to really show up. It's his first match in 10 years in the WWE. Some people in the crowd are watching there probably have never seen Punk.
Yeah.
He talks a big game about how he's the best in the world and he's great on the mic. So his work has to live up to it, right? Or it could expose him. And you got Drew, big 260, 200, looks like 280 pounder in there, and you got Seth in
Yeah.
there.
It's
And
freaking
Woody,
huge.
shout out to Woody from SVW. He said it best. You already had enough, but then you add Seth in there. It's like the really good cheeseburger, but Seth's the bacon. I don't need it, but it's so
Double
much
bacon.
better with it. So shout out to SVW. How to do that again?
And I think they almost didn't need it because like people are I've heard different complaints. They're complaining that the match shouldn't have been about the bracelet, blah blah blah. It wasn't the bracelet per se, it's the storyline behind it. It's just the fact that Drew's taking something from Punk. It doesn't, you know what I mean? So, and then the fact that like, oh, it should have been a bloodbath. They should have done this. They should have done that. Well, no, that's why they didn't have a regular referee, because you put Seth in there, and now it's like, well, I'm not sure if I want to cross the line here in this match because it's not just a puny ref. It's Seth freaking Rollins. You know what I mean? So it kind of made them almost hold back some things. And I think they should almost hold off on their next match until Bad Blood, possibly if they want to do a Hell in a Cell, or maybe just do like a Falls Count Anywhere match or something like that. But I think the match that they had was the perfect match that they needed.
It was
and
awesome.
I was just hoping that Punk didn't get injured. He looked pretty gassed up in the beginning of the match, but then the rest of the match, it was like he composed it.
I might have got the pop of the night when I stood up and I go, I don't know if Big Hard remember this. I just go, look at his triceps look great tonight.
And they were looking good. They were looking better than ever. Surgically repaired, I might say.
It's one of my favorite storylines ever already. The money, I keep saying this, the money is Punk and Seth. And they're laying it out beautifully. I think Seth is still a little banged up. They might have brought him back to do this. It's got to be Punk and Seth at Mania. Okay, that's where we're going.
And they just wrote him off.
Right. If you watch Monday Night Raw, they wrote Seth off, but they showed how Punk and Seth were ready to go at it, and then Drew interjects himself, and Punk, because of that bracelet, has to go in. So Drew is in the head of CM Punk. CM Punk is in the head of Drew. They're going to pay that off. There's still money there. But I love how they're teasing and letting the crowd know where we're going. And we're going to Punk and Seth, and I love it.
Yeah, that's probably going to be maybe
But Punk, dude, a great showing. And Drew, all of this stuff looks so good. I mean, that match was awesome. It delivered, and there's so much story there. As we see Judgment Day, we got
Judgment Day coming in.
And now you're gonna see all hell breaking loose. And
come on,
look at the crowd now.
Ridiculous.
Look, the crowd's ready for something. They don't know what they're gonna get, but they're ready for something. And watch the pop.
Finn's putting the chair here. Look at his little handkerchief around his neck.
Sip of water for the working man.
There you go. I got some orange juice here.
Okay, here's Ray.
Rey Mysterio.
Shout out to the archives. I think Ray's best match ever was him and Sabu at One Night Stand 2006.
We did that.
Or remember when Ray won the world title for the first time in that triple threat? Now look at this. Look at the crowd.
Dude. Look at them just going nuts. It's Carlito.
Carlito turned into a body guy.
I remember watching this live and just thinking like, holy crap, Carlito? Like,
we just saw him not too long ago at the Quakertown flea market.
Yeah.
With, Chris Masters. And now he's back. Look at this.
He was just in front of 100 people. Now he's back in front of 17,000. And he looks amazing.
And the pop with the apple. Look at him.
Like, you know he's got to have the apple.
Carlito looking jacked. Biggest apple pop of all time.
That is so good. And now, fast forward a year, Carlito is with the Judgment Day.
Yep.
And this is too
good
like
call there, Big Hard. Good call.
Dominic still hasn't gotten into his own for being a heel here yet. Like, you could see like the way he's dressed. Like, he's not the dirtiest of Doms just yet. Oh, got the big apple spit in his face. Finn's like saving him. Okay, let's get out of here.
Dominic's gonna be. I don't know, man. I mean, the sky is the limit for Dominic at this point.
Yeah, I need
You
an
can
on
see.
your
I
mommy
can see
shirt.
Dominic getting a shot at Cody. I don't know. Savio Vega. What's your favorite Savio Vega match, Big Hard?
It was one that I saw live at the Bethlehem. What the heck is the place called in Bethlehem? I'm trying to
PPL?
think. No, it's at it's at the school. It's at Lehigh University. I forget where, Bethlehem Arena. I forget what it's called exactly, but it was Stone Cold. I don't think this was televised or anything. It was Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Savio Vega. And it was back when he was the ringmaster, and they had a. It wasn't a Texas rope match, but it was a strap. I think it was a Caribbean strap match. That's what it was. That was great. I got to see that live. That was freaking awesome.
Well, Stone Cold and Savio wrestled at a WrestleMania, was that WrestleMania 12? Maybe it had to be 12.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because 13.
Savio Vega was a big star back then. I mean, look at the pop he's getting. He's huge here in Puerto Rico.
He's saying, "Give me a second here. Let me bring out probably else. The LWO."
Yep, here comes the LWO, because Savio's not going to do anything here. He doesn't want to end up getting hurt or anything like that. But
what was this match? Bloodline rules?
It basically was.
Now, it's a little interesting, Big Hard, as far as the bloodline. Where do we go with Cody? Do you think it's Rock and Cody at this year's WrestleMania?
If it's not Rock and Roman, it's got to be. I mean, if it's not Roman and Cody, it's got to be Rock and Cody.
Now, let's talk about the big comeback. Let's talk about the main event.
Oh, man.
What'd you think of it?
As I'm driving home. Oh.
Wow.
As I'm driving home, I'm praying that I get home in time to watch the comeback of Roman Reigns on the big screen while I'm at home. And as I'm walking into the house, I got my phone in my hand. I'm like, okay, I got plenty of time. I get to the TV, and then Roman his music hits. And at first I'm thinking like, well, whose music is this? Because it was like a couple beats and like the blue appeared. I almost thought it was going to be The Rock. I thought it was the electrifying one because his mom was in the crowd that night, and that was actually pointed out by you. And I heard watching other YouTube videos that was confirmed that she was there, and Rock
was there. There was photos of Rock backstage.
So I guess it was his WrestleMania entrance theme song. So the Tribal Chief got his new Tribal Chief music going. But I mean, if you want to talk about a pop, and I don't want to say that he got a bigger than a Stone Cold Steve Austin pop, but I mean,
dude, it's time to start
giving insane.
It's time to start giving this new era respect, man. We're in
like the best.
We're in the best era. Yes,
we really are.
It's better than the Attitude Era, Chris. The Attitude Era will always be the best. But
he's working on the knee, setting him up for the sharpshooter later on.
God damn it!
Priest looking like he's gonna.
And
tap.
Again, the main event didn't have much steam maybe going in with Solo and Cody, but then they added Bloodline. But then what really locked me in was Cody's walk. He's walking with his dog.
Totally forgot to even talk about that.
And his dog's last run, right? He's getting older and he's going to be off the road. And you had that emotion. And then he runs into Arn, which I love. And Arn says, I got some friends for you too. I still have some stroke. And again, it pulls you in where you're like, wow, okay, maybe I'm going to see something crazy.
Yeah, that was cool seeing Arn Anderson there.
Nasty spot. Almost Bad Bunny.
There we go. 1, 2. Oh, almost got him.
Yeah, crowd's in it, man.
Yeah, they're loving this. They just got to see a bunch of their favorites. Carlito comes back. Savio Vega comes back. So the crowd is really hot right now.
Great booking.
Yeah, that was good because now they're all gone now. You know what I mean? So they come out, they make their appearance, but now they all fight and go back to the backstage area and leave these two for their final moments of the match. So it's not like an overcrowded ending where there's 15 people down here at ringside. I like that. They come out just like they did at the SummerSlam this year. They have Tama Tonga and Tongaloa come down, interfere. Then they have Kevin Owens and Randy Orton come down, save the day. Then they fight to the back. then you have Jacob Fatu come out, and I know that people are saying that they think he's injured. I think it's a work though, because of the fact that he acted like he hurt his leg. Because when Roman came down, you don't want Roman. Oh, there's the 3.
There.
1, 2, 3. But you don't want Roman going after Jacob Fatu just yet. You know what I mean? So yeah, have Jacob Fatu hurt on the outside so that he doesn't get to come in and help Solo against Roman, because that's going to be saved for down the line. But this was a great match. Bad Bunny getting his hand raised. I mean, the crowd is just nuts. They are going insane.
I hate to be next. Who was next on this card?
The
Usos and the Bloodline. Yeah,
they probably held their own.
It's interesting with what they're doing with Roman and Cody too. They kind of have that mutual respect. I think there's too much steam behind tribal warfare at War Games. You know, you got to have Rock and his bloodline, and you got to have Roman and his bloodline. That's got to be a thing. I think that's where we're going.
Maybe Roman's bloodline wins that match, and that prompts The Rock to come back to be like, or I don't know. I almost feel like Roman has to lose, maybe, but that's the crazy thing. I was like, I could see it going both ways. Well, I could see storyline.
Right. You have the story of Roman trying to, regain his head of the table status, and Rock coming back saying, you lost the championship. You embarrassed our family. I'm here to save our family once again. I am the real tribal chief. And again, you have the tribal warfare at War Games. That's got to be it.
Such good storytelling.
And I'm just wondering where we're going to Mania, because if I'm looking for a heel,
he's Cody, a heel.
Who could it be? Is it KO turning heel on Cody, and that's where we're going? I don't know. We'll see.
I think KO is going to turn on him at this pay-per-view, but he has to do some type of heel maneuvers. But I think it's got to be The Rock. It's got to be The Rock. Rock or Roman Reigns. I mean, I almost think maybe Cody and Roman will be on the same page for a little while.
Yeah, I can see that.
Cody loses the title to The Rock. Maybe then Rock and Roman at WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Roman wins the title back from The Rock at WrestleMania. Rock takes his send-off, and then it's back to Roman Cody. Something like that. I don't know how it's going to go, but there's so many different ways they could do it, that's what I like about it right now.
And again, that could be main event of night 1. That could be co-main event of night 2. Again, the battle over the peppered necklace, whatever you call it, for the tribal chief. Who knows?
Man,
I am going to call
We're here for it, though.
I am going to call it Brock Lesnar comes back and wins Rumble. I'll call that right. Timestamp it.
All right, I'm time-stamping it. 42 minutes and 30 seconds, time-stamped.
All right, Big Hard, let's take her home. Let's hit that go-home button. Big Hard, you got anything else for the nation?
I mean, the nation, I'm just glad that you were here watching with us today. Thanks for the support. We really appreciate it. Give us a like. Throw a comment down there. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Pretty much, you probably love everything, but I know there's some haters out there, but we love everyone, the haters, the lovers, we love them all. And if there's one thing I gotta say, it's if you're not hard, you're soft.
And that's a shoot, brother.